Govberg, and welcome to the world of Zenith. Today, I'll be your guide to the Zenith Chronomaster El Primero 38mm slate gray sunray dial. You can see this and the entire collection of Zenith fine timepieces on our website, govbergwatches.com. Now, it's important to note that this is an automatic winding timepiece, and it's energized by the action of the wrist in conjunction with the case-back winding rotor. However, you can manually wind the watch, should it run down, by taking the crown in its first position flush to the case and turning it clockwise 20 to 30 turns. Now, you'll know that the watch has begun to run even if the chronograph is disengaged, because the constant seconds dial at 9 o'clock will advance and continue to advance. At this point, you can set the date, set the time, put the watch on the wrist, and it will continue to automatically wind itself. But should you wish to manually wind it to its maximum rated power reserve of approximately 50 hours, simply continue turning the crown in the clockwise direction. The bridle style mainspring is designed to slip to relieve excess tension, so you cannot accidentally overwind the watch. Rather, listen for a faint click or snick. That is the innocuous sound of the bridle style mainspring slipping. That's how you know the watch is completely wound. Now, at this point, you can set the time and you can set the date against an online reference such as an atomic clock. Now, it's important to note that the crown features a small kerf underneath that allows easier access to withdraw it for the set of setting. The El Primero is somewhat different than conventional calipers in that the flush position winds, which is germane to most watch movements, but the intermediate position sets the time, and the outermost crown position, the third crown position, sets the date. So in the intermediate position, turn the crown to advance the time to match your reference, and then withdraw the crown all the way to activate the quick change mechanism for the date should the watch run down or encounter an irregular length month. It's important to note that the quick change feature should never be used between the hours of 8 p.m. and 4 a.m., as this is the period during which the watch's automatic date jumper is engaged in the turnover of the date. Attempting to use the quickset from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. can crash the movement and inflict damage. And since it is, in fact, the outermost position that acts as the quickset for the date, when setting the time during the wee hours of the night, always be sure to fix the crown in its second position to set time rather than pulling it all the way out, as this can lead to an inadvertent attempt to set the date during the period of automatic changeover. Always push the crown back in to protect it once you're done setting the time and the date. This Zenith Chronomaster is a chronograph which can be started with the pusher at 2, stopped with the pusher at 2, and reset with the pusher at 4. Always operate the chronograph in that sequence, as attempting to start the watch and then reset it without first stopping it can severely damage the movement, requiring immediate repair. So start, stop, and reset in that order. Now, it's important to note that chronographs with a lateral clutch, and you can see the lateral clutch just beneath my thumb, should not be run continuously. A good rule of thumb is to only run the chronograph for a period amounting to the largest chronograph register on the dial. In this case, that's the 12-hour dial at 6 o'clock. So when running your watch, take care not to run it for more than 12 hours consecutively, as this can accelerate wear and tear on the movement. With respect to handling and care, there are 3 principal threats to your watch: water, magnetism, and shock. Now, this watch is water resistant to a robust 100 meters, which is sufficient for most aquatic activities short of professional diving. However, it's important to note that leather, a natural porous material, should never be exposed to water or moisture, as this can result in rapid degradation of the strap. Instead, ensure the watch is on a textile or a rubber strap prior to water exposure. Now, you can help avoid accidental drowning of your watch by remembering never to use any of the functions, chronograph or crown, including winding, while the watch is submerged or wet, as attempting to use any of these functions with water on the case can bypass the seals and introduce moisture to the interior of the watch, with catastrophic mechanical and cosmetic consequences. Furthermore, water resistance is not a static feature of a watch, and over time, as seals age and lubricants degrade, water resistance can ebb. So Zenith recommends minimally every 12 months having the watch water tested at an authorized service center to ensure that that factory hermeticity rating is retained. This is also a good time to have cosmetic and mechanical condition checked. Now, magnetism is ubiquitous in daily life. It's in the closures of purses and wallets, refrigerator doors, high-powered wiring looms in the home and office, speakers, subwoofers, and MRI equipment. And what happens when a watch is magnetized is that the ferrous hairspring at the center of the balance, the heartbeat of the watch, becomes magnetized, with the result that the watch will run erratically, either fast or slow. If you suspect due to erratic timing that your watch has become magnetized, take it to a Zenith authorized service center where specialized parts are available to quickly and easily demagnetize your watch. The third and final threat, however, shock, can cause more permanent effects on your timepiece. Minimally, concussion and shock can alter the timing precision of a watch. Maximally, they can cause enough damage to stop the timepiece. It's important to disuse the watch during ATV or mountain bike riding, as well as firearms marksmanship, tennis, batting, or golf, as all of these concussive activities pose a threat to a fine mechanical movement. Finally, every fine timepiece requires a comprehensive overhaul, and in Zenith's case, the company recommends a complete overhaul every 3 to 5 years. Now, this should be performed exclusively at an authorized service center that has the trained personnel, original factory replacement parts, and specialized tools to protect the value of your watch as both an investment, as an instrument, and of course, as an article of beauty. Now, a comprehensive overhaul will include replacement of worn straps, cosmetic restoration of the case, restoration of water resistance, and restoration of your movement's chronometric performance. And ultimately, only authorized service centers are able to back all work and parts invested with the Zenith Original Factory Service Warranty. Visit our website at govbergwatches.com and text, call, or email our experts who will be happy to walk you through every phase of the ownership, service, and care of this or any Zenith fine timepiece.